Guys, I finally got the original toy of my favorite Beast Wars character, and one of my favorite Transformers in general, at long last. This is Beast Wars Airazor version 1, the original toy from the first year of Beast Wars, and all I can say is, yeah, I'm kind of digging this figure. From the Beast Wars Basic class, which is to say their core class equivalent back in the day, this is Airazor. And Airazor has a lot of distinctions. One of the first major women characters in Transformers. Her second toy, Transmetal Airazor, was the first Transformers toy designed to be a female. And Airazor was a great character within the show. If you want to know why I love her so much as a character, it's because, for the time, she was incredibly progressive, cool, confident, the single best flyer in either side of the Beast Wars conflict. But besides that, she was also artistic, she was sensitive, she had all of these wonderful small character tics, and that's why we love Beast Wars to this day, is how great they were at making all those small little decisions with their characters that made them feel more alive. Airazor may not have ever been one of the main five. She was always kind of on her own, doing her own scouting. Later on in the show, she was paired up with Tigatron. And, by the way, that's also, like, my favorite couple in Transformers, possibly, is Airazor and Tigatron. But it always just worked. She was always a delight to see. I loved their voice actor. I loved what they did with the character. I even loved how they wrote Airazor off the show. I really like the character, and sometimes I don't even really know why. It might just be as simple as turns into bird like bird. That could have been the original reason I fell in love with Airazor, and all these years later, I'm just finding all the other reasons why I like Airazor. But that's enough about me. Let's talk about her. When you first look at Airazor, you notice it doesn't really look like the show, and unfortunately that's how it is with most Beast Wars toys. For one, the colors are wrong, the brown should be darker, and the yellow should be more like an orange. And alongside that, the head sculpt. You can see this Airazor has... Oh, come on Airazor, get back up. That's the issue with all old ball joints. Sometimes we get a bit weak in the knees, but you can see you have a faceplate, the eye color is wrong, the crest is getting there. And the reason why there are so many differences is because the toy of Airazor was actually meant to be just a guy. Another one of the boys. It was actually by insistence from Mainframe and the writing staff of Beast Wars that Airazor be turned into a woman. And the whole reason for that is because, well, Beast Wars was a bit of a sausage fest. So Airazor lucks out and becomes a part of the show. There's a lot of great Beast Wars figures that never even got to show up in animation. I'm looking over at my shelf right now. Sonar, Transketo, Man-Terror, Scourge, Jetstorm, Razorclaw, oh no, I'm forgetting his name, Cybershark. Every time I think of Cybershark, I always think there's no way his name is Cybershark. Yeah, his name is Cybershark. Those guys never show up in the cartoon. Airazor does. And there's a couple reasons why they chose Airazor. One, she is the cheapest class of Transformer, and up until that point, the only other basic class figures to be in the show were Rat Trap and Pterosaur. It's always good to give representation to the cheaper figures, that way kids can go and buy characters from the show and not have to spend a fortune. But there's another part of it. It's because this is one of the best figures in the entire line. Here, let's just go over articulation real quick, right? So you got a ball joint in the head, gives you a great range of motion. You have a ball joint in the shoulder and a ball joint in the elbow. Also, I'm sure you already noticed, the shoulder pad can move out of the way, so you have the look, but you don't lose the function of the arm. There's nothing in the waist, but you have a ball joint in the hip and a good double jointed knee. Think about that. This is like early 90s, and we got a double jointed knee. And we have a hinge down here in the foot. Those feet are so wide, by the way, that you can get Airazor into a lot of great stances. Alongside that, if you want to misuse transformation, not misuse, but, just de-transform, you can fold out the wings, and boom, now you have this cool robot with wings in robot mode. Makes it look like Airazor is like an angel or something. Gives you a whole new way to play with her. Alongside that, she has a great accessory that I think is really cute. So you get this thing, it looks like a bird claw, but then you look, there's a gun in there! She put a nuzzle in her middle toe. No, you can put the gun right here in the arm, and boom, you have Airazor all ready to go beat the crap out of Airazor and Waspinator again. Yeah, it's great. Like, you have so many little options for play, for posing, for anything in such a cheap figure. One sec, I need to go get some comparisons. Here's the other basic class characters that made it into the toy line. Say hello to Rat Trap and Airazor. To be fair, Quick Strike was also basic, but I don't have Quick Strike. But yeah, Rat Trap, you see him sitting down? That's how he has to sit on my shelf because he can't stand up. Just straight up, he can't stand up. Airazor kinda stands. It took me like 5 minutes to actually get him standing over here on the desk. And even then, you look at their designs, the backpacks are so clunky, the proportions are so thin. Like, Waspinator, or not Waspinator, but you have these characters, Rat Trap and Airazor, and yeah, they were clunky. They were like wave oneers. Airazor, by comparison, is so much better than these two as a toy, and in all honesty, she's better than basically every other basic class figure. The only other basic class figure I would honestly say comes close to Airazor would probably be Quick Strike. Here Airazor is alongside the original Optimus Primal toy, still probably my favorite Optimus Primal figure on top of that, and I think they just look absolutely perfect together. I love this. And in terms of the characters, Airazor actually saw Primal as basically one of her two dads. Like, him and Rhinox were her kind of father surrogates. Great episode where Airazor came online. Literally, Rhinox nearly killed himself trying to make sure their Airazor's protoform was able to properly come online. Great episode, wonderful introduction to Airazor. I'm sorry, this whole episode's just me gushing about Airazor, I realize. I like the character, okay? I really like the character. And then finally, here is the original Airazor alongside Kingdom Airazor, and Kingdom Airazor is just one of the best deluxes of all time. But I think you can still give credit to original Airazor. For everything this toy does, the robot mode still looks nice. And I think Kingdom Airazor really does take a lot of ideas from this original toy and just kind of polishes it off. I really, really love having both these figures in my collection. And I just realized I have basically every unique Airazor toy. I think I'm just missing a name dump from Revenge of the Fallen. Top 10 Airazors might be coming up. Who knows? The bird mode is a little bit wonky, I will give you that, but keep in mind, this has been $3 when it came out, and this was a long time ago. It's a lot better than Swoop, that's all I'm saying. There's still a lot of personality here too, like just look at the head of the Falcon, so angry and determined. You have feathers throughout the body, and on the back you can actually see where they put in some of the silver feathers of the Falcon. Looks really, really solid. Alongside that, there is a gimmick in the beast mode. So, you have Airazor transformed, you take these little plungers, and then boom, wing flapping gimmick. But it gets better, because if you flip out these parts of the wings, look at that, you're exposing these razor blades. So the wing flapping gimmick becomes like an attack gimmick, like a pinching gimmick. That's so good. That's so good. And because the gimmick is only in the wing backpack, it doesn't interfere with the robot mode at all. The wings were always going to form a backpack, so why not put a gimmick in there that's not going to change anything except make the toy have a little bit more it can do? I know it sounds like I'm gushing, because I am. I am gushing so hard for Airazor, but it's because for the time and for the money you would spend, Airazor would have been a phenomenal toy. And even now, Airazor is a phenomenal toy. I think that you could put a toy like this on the shelves right now. Maybe do it for a Rise the Beast Kids line, I don't care. But literally, if you just changed the paint up a little bit and just re-released it, it would still work. It's a great figure. One of the few early year Beast Wars characters that actually still feels great as a toy all these years later. I adore this Airazor, and I would give a wholehearted recommend to anyone who might be interested. By the way, for anyone who stayed around till the end, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler for the schedule, okay? So, the first Beast Wars character we're ever going to do many toys of is Airazor. Not because anyone requested, but because, my show. And that is going to be the Thanksgiving Day episode. After that, Beast Wars characters are going to be used a lot more in Mini Toys of. This is just a dumb idea I had, and, I'm sticking to it because dumb ideas are sometimes fun ideas. Other times they're disasters. So, we'll just see how this one goes.